so weird to not have to double click to target.
Oh, yeah.
I can see you clicking the buttons and it's just nothing goes off. I would fuck that up so much. Why did they give them ripped tights?
Don't do that, Sean. That was wrong.
They didn't need to give it ripped tights. They're so damn down.
And I close that.
Okay. Loppany doesn't. I don't think retaliate. It's not leather. It is not. Retaliate would go so hard at singles. Cringe. It would make people plenty of problems. You could just like fake out one shot them with close combat, switch out, come back and retaliate. Magical. You know, it's great. You just kill the get back here, right? Probably. Okay, then is that 150, 90? I think, right? Oh, sick. Oh, stuff.
Damn.
Oh, I'm so. That's so much worse.
Have I been posting this here? Oh, I haven't been posting it there, that's for sure. I haven't posted it here.
Yeah, it was nice. How did that not kill? Did you not do your evils? It's jolly, that's why.
I haven't posted it here in a
Yeah,
while.
you should take a version more faster.
I'm not killing
it.
Here.
Are you like attacking it?
And we will post it.
You got a rock sites. Let's see how
Okay.
much this does.
We should.
That's just
We should be
okay.
good to go. If you two are good to go.
Doesn't matter. Wait, heal some more. Yes, that's more than. You healed more than you did. Actually, no, because rough skin. It's fine.
What are you two in the middle of? I know it's Pokemon.
Yeah,
but, like,
we're just running some singles ladder while we wait, so I can get extra like currency for at the end of the season, which is in 2 days.
Mind you, it was Austin doing it. I was just
God.
watching and laughing at him.
Well, we're live. We're here.
We are indeed here.
We are here.
Oh, we're
Um,
there.
Welcome. It's week 5. We're on episode 8 of our 6 shows. This is hell.
Yes.
If hell was the equivalent of only good things happening to you,
Yeah.
this is hell.
We can show you hell.
Oh
We can
no,
do it
my
all
steak
slow,
is
yeah.
too juicy.
The steak is juicy
Cat,
lobster.
what are
They
you
said they were
doing?
being told
Turn that-
something needs to go
turn
in
that-
the garbage.
Turn that off. So we've got 6 shows. They are Witch Hat, Akane-Banashi, MARRIAGETOXIN, Ramparts, Agents of the Four Seasons, and Nippon Sangoku. We're at episode 8. We've watched episode 8 for all of them. I guess we will ask this question now. Because it is better to get it out of the way than it is to wait. Don't say what if your answer is yes. You don't say what it is yet. We'll get to that, I imagine, through the podcast. But are any of us at a point where any of these 6 shows where like you want to vote one of them off tonight?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so we're not there yet across the board. Cause like
Like
I will be honest with you, the moment we hit like in all honesty, I don't want to vote any of
Next
this.
week?
I don't want to vote any of this off. Like I argue that it's totally fine to not vote something until we have to cut the top to cut the top 3. I think we should cut the top 3. I think we should force us to kill things to cut the top 3.
I think okay. I am of the opinion that we should kill things every week, and we should force ourselves to have to kill things every week.
Yeah, I feel like it defeats the purpose of the podcast if we don't shoot something.
Oh, but next week's
that is
next week's gonna
part
suck.
of
We
the-
think this week's
Next
bad.
week
Next
sucks.
week's gonna suck so much. Next week's gonna be so
every week
bad.
gets worse.
It gets worse before
That
it
is
gets
part
better.
part of the affray name.
It's never been this bad.
It
Correct.
truly hasn't.
But I am happy you all. I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy there's a consensus here. So we are definitely killing something tonight.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. I'm not sure how reflective power ranking is of that. I guess we'll have the conversation about it before we wind up shooting things. Because it truly is. How are we at a point where it is the episode this week decides a lot, or are we at the point where like there is still a show some of us are lingering on that we're like, even if it had a good week, it's not good enough for the rest of the pack.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Here's the power
personally,
ranking.
but-
There you go.
Bolts. How many bolts? How many bolts?
I don't
Two.
mind pulling it up. I can look at it.
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
No,
Just two?
I have the. Me and Tron have the honest lists. Ooh. That's an interesting list.
We'll talk about it when it comes to my show. I don't think Nippon Sangoku had the best episode this week. However, I watched that episode and went, oh goddamn, is that so fucking cool? And so it's my number one this week, and no one's allowed to take that from me.
No,
I'm kind of
that's
like a little
honestly
similar.
completely fair.
I'm like almost similar, but I won't say like exactly the same. Where like I think Ramparts had like a great episode, but
Yeah.
it's still not my favorite show.
I don't like it being my number 6. Let me tell you that. I'm not a fan of that fact. But you know what I would hate more? Putting Akane as my number 6 show. I simply, unlike Michael, I simply refuse to do it.
Marriage Toxin is down there, and we'll get to why.
We'll talk
But-
about it. I will say, I
I
mean,
will say it's quite.
I'll have to hold the thing I say because I don't want to influence anything. So I'll wait for that till the end of the podcast. No, I simply cannot try to.
I think it's just you were calling John cowards. If you were calling Smells coward, that's fine.
But something I will say before we jump into it is that for a lot of people, this female lead for Marriage Toxin is their favorite. Like she is the one that they want him to wind up with out of the entire cast.
But we'll get there.
I can think of 2 good reasons why.
Big titties, and they're out.
Yo, I will be
No,
honest
the
with
left
you.
one and the right one.
I will be honest with you. I think they're bigger in the anime. That might not be
right.
true. That might be true, but they.
I did not remember this being quite as like a notable thing in the
Right.
manga.
She's definitely the most stacked out of the girls.
I'm not saying she's not, but like I don't remember.
Hold on, I want to bring up the first manga panel she shows up in.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, because we are an anime podcast, let's talk about some manga
this
real
manga's
quick.
so pretty. I'm so.
Yeah, by the way, well, once again, I cannot stress, when any of these go off the podcast and we have become able to read them, you should read all of these from the beginning.
Yes.
Like what?
Like, I can't speak for Witch Hat. I'm gonna read Witch Hat from the beginning because I think that's an insane thing
It's
not
worth
to
it.
do.
What the
But like,
fuck? This fucking
Oh, my God, picture.
there is a panel.
this fucking manga.
We'll get there. There's a panel in Marriage Toxin this week that got adapted that does not get adapted in a justifiable way. But the rest of the episode is. But I don't know how they adapted something from this episode. I think it's fucking insane they did. But
What the hell?
Okay, something I will say too is what's great. Sean posed that question at the start of the podcast, and we all have different shows that is our bottom show, basically.
Mhm.
It's very fascinating.
I think that's what makes this season so interesting. Is there's a very wide range of what we're all like. Yeah, I'm not really caring about that one.
It truly
Yeah,
is
I just
just
don't like
come
titties
down to
anymore, guys.
taste. In,
Taste
like,
and
what-
vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, so like just for the reference, I mean, yes, Michael, that is that. I'm impressed they adapted that panel at all.
Right.
Like they do such. I think they do a really good job with that fight. We'll get there. So here are
Like, holy fuck, this manga is so pretty.
here are her first two. Here are her first 2 panels that she is in. So like, yeah, but like also, dear God.
It doesn't feel nearly as crazy in the manga.
Well, they kind of are.
They are.
They kind of are.
It doesn't-
Especially that first one you posted. It's just how they draw them that it's a little bit more hidden. But I don't know why we're analyzing the depth of breasts, but
I mean, you know why.
Welcome to Japanese media.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of mid, but we'll get to that.
Well, again, well, yeah, but so manga.
We've also only had one. Anyway, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
Manga.
we have 5 episodes worth of an arc we're gonna go with her. Give her a bit. Or 4 episodes, whatever it is.
Blue Box today, phenomenal, great.
Yeah,
Michael,
Today,
Michael,
Michael.
Michael, eat shit. You said it couldn't happen. It happened. It was. To be fair to you, there was a point where I also believed the same thing you believed, that it was simply not
Until
possible.
we hit the
I
end, until we hit
agree.
the end of the second set, I was fully on like it just doesn't make sense. And then the second set, the entire last like 8 points of it is just
They were-
one by one a different person has a background.
They were
event
writing.
with him,
They
and I'm
were
like,
writing
oh.
too strong of a narrative about like the theme of that match for it to go any other way.
Yeah.
Michael, did you read the Akane-Banashi chapter?
Yes.
Get laid
And I read
So-
One Piece.
So good. I'm behind on One Piece. I'll get
You
there.
gotta read One Piece.
Oh, dude, it's so
Every One
good.
Piece.
Some bullshit be
Bro.
happening in One Piece.
Yeah, some crazy bullshit's happening.
I read something else. I don't know if you know this. There is a new manga in Shonen Jump today. Hal Formula started. This is from my goat. This is from my King of Kings, Kento Terasaka, who is the Green's author. This is their third one. It is Beast Children, Green Greens, and now Hal Formula. It is F4 racing.
F. Overtake.
I loved it. She Ghost.
The art is still incredibly clean. Boy, have I never read a chapter and felt so strongly that a story was going to go one direction, and then got to end it and go, okay, no, okay, you didn't do that. You were really writing it like I thought we were gonna do that. Because this is a sports manga with a character who you are focused on, who has a younger sibling who really admires them, and you know, Formula One and its surrounding, you know, levels are kind of dangerous.
No, Sean.
So
that's
I had
the
a
most
really
safe
bad
story.
feeling reading this entire first chapter. I'm excited to see that. I have not read Animal Signal. It started last week. That's from the creators of We Never Learn and 'Tis Time for Torture Princess, which is a crazy combination. I believe it's the art from We Never Learn. Let me double check that. Actually, maybe it's not. No, it is the art from We Never Learn. They look a little different, which is kind of why it surprised me. But yeah, I believe we've lost Underdoctor, and I don't know what else. Not Underdoctor, sorry. No, people would kill me if that was the case. We've lost wrestling. Why can't I think of
It was Alien Headbutt.
Alien Headbutt? We've lost Alien Headbutt, and I don't know what else ended. That we have a new thing.
Look at
On the topic of that, Alien Headbutt had a fine enough ending for getting axed. Like it wrapped up enough.
Is Mage Next Door done? Is that what it was?
I think so. I haven't seen too much on that recently.
It was at
So-
20. It was at 21, so I think it is done. Of note, Alien Headbutt did end at 14 chapters, right? 16, which is really early. Like
I
it
think
would.
we have a good
It's
one.
like 1 or 2 chapters earlier than you normally see. From Jump. It's like the earliest ending Jump manga in a while. Which is crazy because it's nowhere near as bad as some of the other ones that got to go just a little longer.
I think it was literally just there was like probably a week
Yeah,
Off
it
happened
just
in the
started
middle
at
of
it, or it just started at the
'Cause-
wrong time in the
because
batch.
Ekidom Bros and Ping Pong Peril both hit 17.
Yeah.
Same with Kaitagami. I don't know if Kaitagami was in the same magazine. Was it? I don't
think
fuck-
so.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was.
Yeah, those all hit 17.
It could just be they
Naruto
keep just trying to
was
fit
18.
stuff into with the timing.
Again, I
Like
think
the-
English just there was one more week of releases because Near Anemone was also 7. I think it was literally just
God.
there was a week that didn't happen in this batch.
If there was a manga
So
that
we
should
got
not
one
have been,
less.
that should not have gone to 17. Dear Nebby isn't as bad. I'm thinking of fucking Necromance.
I forgot Necromance was the thing. That's where I were.
I was gonna say Aliens area. I know didn't get very far, but I guess that was the same. After a certain 4 months, I guess they go, yeah, you're getting and it's however many things released in the next month before.
No, but I got really high hopes for my goat. I want him to succeed. I wish
so
I
much
wish it
Green
was
Greens.
I wish it was with Green Greens because you read it, right, Michael? You did eventually go read
Yes.
it. Yeah, it's fucking.
Oh no, I had been reading it before you started.
Yeah, you
I've
just
been reading
stopped.
that
You
thing since
just
the day it started.
you stopped though, right?
No,
You didn't. Oh, I thought. Why did I think that I had finished it before you did, and you went back to it?
I don't know.
I will say
Probably
too
finished
as
it like
well.
earlier in the day than I did.
Probably.
I'll say too as well to get on the manga train. Lemon also peaked this week and last week. Well, 2 weeks ago, I guess. But
I'll catch up one day.
it's so good, man. Sean, now is like the best time to catch up. I'm gonna let you know right now. This is the time to catch up to it.
People are saying that
Okay,
it
no.
seems like Hematem is gonna be ending soon. From
I'm
what
still
I hear.
20-ish chapters
Yeah.
behind on it.
It's like
Peop-
Lemon could be ending soon.
People feel very uncertain
Um,
about what's gonna happen in that manga. I've seen 7 different opinions about which of the 3 girls is gonna be it's gonna be the one that walks out of that happy.
Kagurabachi, I haven't read this week's chapter, but it's been cooking lately. Rory Dragon is back.
Oh my god,
Which is
yes. That chapter
exciting.
is so good.
I still need to read today's, but
Believe it or not, we
Uh,
have our first dragon, furry dragon.
right,
We're
Finally
only
done
we're-
it.
that dragon design is sick.
Oh, actually, I haven't read the new chapter, but we got a glimpse of it in 46. I have to read the one from today.
Yeah, same
um,
here.
But
I think I mentioned it to you guys. I don't remember if I sent it in the Shawn Michael and I chat or the full podcast chat, but I started reading Boruto as well.
Oh yeah, I already talked about that last week.
That's
a time.
That's a
Boruto's
time.
story.
When
I
wait,
Where are you at? It's the first question.
I just met Kawaki.
So that's exactly where
So-
I was last time we talked about Boruto. it feels
So
like.
I've gotten to
He's good.
Kashin Koji got in the village.
Okay,
Yes,
so
he
you're at the
did.
point where they've like actually brought Kawaki back.
Yeah, like Naruto's with him and all that. That
Naruto's son,
manga is
too.
interesting because like it certainly feels old Naruto for a bit, and then also just does shit like, yeah, there's a guy that eats your brain while you're alive and can become you. Because
Yeah, no,
fuck
the
it, I guess
powers in
that's a
this
juice
story are all bonkers and ridiculous and silly.
Well, it's because wait. Eat your brain and become you. I'm trying to think who it is.
It's like he shows up while Boruto's babysitting the son of the daimyo.
Yeah,
What's the name? Is it not Code?
No, this is a guy completely disconnected from Kara. He is a just random dude who shows up in like it's right after the events of the tuning exams. The
yeah.
daimyo's son shows because they have an entire arc about Boruto wanting one of the extreme cards. And they hide for like 50 chapters what card he is looking for, it feels like. Even though it's
Dude,
obvious from the frame one that it's the Sasuke card.
I don't know
get
how-
Koki back.
How did they put a filler arc in manga?
I do
Like, how'd
like
they
the
do
stuff that
it?
happens with the daimyo's son. I think by the end you get at least like something happens emotionally with Boruto because you have to get him reconnecting, going, oh, I was sad about my father not interacting with me, but like I realized he was a busy man and he does his absolute best that he can because he is, the president.
isn't it crazy that he comes to that realization, but some Boruto fans can't come to that realization on their own? Some people are still in fucking denial about that.
And also, and the next arc is the weirdest thing because Sean, you've seen the shooting exams. You know the entire big
Yes.
thing of it is the scientific ninja tool.
Yeah.
Right after this filler arc in quotations, he immediately is like opposite end of the spectrum on scientific ninja tools to a point where it gets fucking annoying really quickly how much this man is. He's just going, fuck you, scientific ninja. I hate scientific ninjas. They are cringe.
Naruto really hits him with the fucking. Back in my day, we had to learn chakra paths by studying. We didn't have none of these scientific, nor my arm. We didn't have scientific ninja tools.
Yo, the arm's not his fault.
It's literally what the tools are based off of. Is like the white Zetsu cells.
What
and
was he
shit.
supposed? What was he supposed to do? Not take the arm like a loser?
I don't know. Win. Beat,
Yeah,
beat
I mean, to be
Sasuke.
fair, Sasuke didn't.
Yeah, like a
Look at him.
loser.
And Sasuke
One
was
of them's
friends.
a Hokage, the other one's not. Like a loser.
He's really good with hand signs and is a Uchiha and gets to cheat, and the other one is Naruto.
Wait, talking about Boruto, I am caught up on Two Blue Vortex.
How's that?
Two Blue Vortex is significantly better, at least at the start. There's only 34 chapters, so it's less than half the length of base Boruto.
How do you feel about the character designs? Because I hate them.
I think they're fine. Again, they
Yeah,
don't look like normal Naruto
I don't know
characters,
Sarada-
but they look
Sarada
like
that-
Boruto characters. Once you've gotten used to like the Boruto designs, they don't feel anything out of that realm of design. I think if you can get past Ada's design, she's a character introduced in chapter like 50 of Boruto, 50 something, maybe 60. I don't know. She is your first step into the like. This looks like modern people, and not Naruto characters.
I don't hate Ada's design, but I don't hate Ada in general.
I actually really
wouldn't go that
I actually
far,
really
but-
like her design.
But like, she doesn't feel like a Naruto character.
That
I think
is
she
true.
has,
I don't like.
a very
I
distinct.
don't like her
This is
abilities 'cause it
Boruto
feels
design.
super gimmicky.
But yeah, Two Blue Vortex does this really awesome thing where remembered it had characters that aren't named Boruto and Kawaki, or Naruto
Crazy.
and Sasuke.
Crazy.
Because
Holy
Naruto and
shit.
Sasuke are really important for way too fucking long in Boruto. Oh my god. They solve every problem up until like chapter 60.
To be-
feels like it
to
is
be fair, that is how it should probably be.
Yeah, I
Right?
know,
Like-
but it's annoying.
It makes me wonder if I'll have to read the manga to have an opinion about how I feel about it versus the anime. I'll have to do it at some point. I am lacking a really big, long-running shonen to be reading right now.
That is all, but it's not even like that long.
I know, but like, it fills
I
that.
think
It
that is
fills
the one
s-
thing.
It fills the spot that Black Clover has left.
Yeah, like looking back at the anime, I think like vision, like things you would watch stuff. It was so nice that in the anime they have all these filler arcs where Sarada and Mitsuku get to just exist with Boruto. Oh my god, are those two such cool characters? And they just don't exist in
They-
the fucking manga.
Yeah, that is something that's
Or
weird.
cool.
Is they are not around
Does-
in the manga at
I'm-
all.
So like, I'm thinking of the part in the anime where you get
Isn't Denki like anime only?
yeah.
Yeah,
Denki and the other of the trio with Metal. Or
E-
anime only.
Fuck.
What's his
Metal,
name?
you don't get the rest. Metal just exists as a solo within his trio in the manga.
Uh,
Metal also exists for one panel in the manga. Or
Uh,
maybe two. I think you
Why?
see him with Lee at one point, and then you see him again during shooting exams.
They released
That's
him and went,
it.
nah, this is dumb.
But like, I'm thinking of the part in the anime where there's like is his name Shin, the like Uchiha guy, who's like not like the genetically made dude who like kidnapped Sarada and Chocho.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't even know if it happens in the manga.
Certainly
No.
doesn't.
But like, so like part of that.
Jojo's just as unimportant
like,
as everyone.
The cool thing that happens there is that in the anime, that is the arc where Sarada is going through the I don't think my mom's my real mom, and is like it is also getting really attached to Naruto as the fucking foil to Boruto being
foil
really
to
attached to
Boruto, too.
Sasuke. Yeah.
yeah.
And like
It's
her
almost like they're mirrors of each other.
yeah, her and
Whoa.
Chocho get in danger, and then Sakura comes in and kicks the shit out of the dude, and it's probably
Oh yeah, no,
really
Sakura
good.
does nothing. in
Yeah,
the
no,
manga.
like that's
One of the best really fights in
She,
Boruto.
she is certainly the healer now.
like Naruto shows up. Naruto shows up and is like, "Oh, cool!
That's it.
Sakura resolved this problem.
Guys,
Neat. I didn't have to do it."
Guys, Naruto is just a metaphor for life because the war was just college because they're fighting for their lives to get through, and then they got through, and now they're too busy to do any of the cool ninja shit anymore. They just have to work all the time.
But like you said that, Michael, where you're like, it's just Naruto and Sasuke going around solving the problems. In my head, I'm like, in the anime, there's a couple of other people who do it too, because like Sakura is still a fucking threat. Like she can punch a person's skull in half.
Oh, just a bunch of person's skull through the fucking equator. Like,
And like in the anime,
It's the fact that the
Konohamaru does
story-
some stuff.
Konohamaru does actually
He
quite a bit
tries.
in the manga.
He
He
tries.
tries.
Konohamaru is very important.
As it
and he's,
should
like,
be.
A decent, like, adult.
It's the fact that Boruto, as a story, wanted to ramp up the scale of villain power from the end of Naruto.
Which is what
The
everybody
issue is that
wanted.
you can't reasonably have Boruto dealing with any of these. So you have to have him sit there and train and get his bullshit I have the power of God and anime on my side, literally. To be able to deal with anything, but it takes him a bit to do that.
Yeah,
His
let's
karma
let's,
is
let's,
silly.
let's just patch it by making him like an actual genius and actually have friends and a support system.
Like he's just
Legitimately,
Sasuke. He's
I
just
think
Sasuke. He's less edgy.
the most
Yeah, he's
important
Sasuke whose
thing I will
family
say
didn't
is-
die right away.
Not important.
Sorry, he's Sasuke with a family. My bad.
They should kill them all off.
But like the
Wow.
neatest thing
Wow.
about Two Blue Vortex, the last thing I'll say about it, in the current arc, the single most important character is Inojin. And I think that is insane. If someone told me he was going to ever be vaguely important at any point during base Boruto, I would laugh at them. Inojin is the single most important character right now.
He is like my least favorite
Wild.
looking of the kids, I think, but that's cool. I'm glad. Good for him.
And he does perfectly look like if you were to put those
Yes.
two together. And
Yeah.
They do. They all.
it would look like
I
Inojin.
actually think they all do. Like the only exception might be that Shikamaru's genes really won out in
Yeah,
that
I
one.
think
Shikadai-
is just Shikamaru again.
But like, given
That's
how
really
his
good
given
Shikamaru.
how him and his dad look, like that one's rough.
Yeah, the male genes are very dominant in his
Yeah.
family, I guess. Like,
I will say one of the things that always frustrated me, and this will probably be what we call the conversation actually start talking about our shows. One of the things that did always frustrate me in the anime is that like they did I don't know, I didn't get far enough to know if they do ever follow up on it, but like there's a point in the anime where Shikadai is like, I should learn how to use Winjutsu. like what am I doing only using shadow stuff? Like my mom is really good at her job too. I should like learn my wind nature better. And they don't follow up on that for a while, and it always made me fucking mad because I'm like, I would love for him to become more important.
I don't know if we've seen a Tamari Boruto design. I don't think
I
she's
don't
existed
think
in the manga
so.
yet. She's been mentioned because we do a bit with the sand in Two Blue Vortex, and it's mentioned and it's like a do not fucking tell Tamari anything happened, she will kill me. Because like Conqueror's important for a bit, and he's like, do not fucking tell Tamari. It's a bad idea.
She
We
doesn't pop up at all
do.
during the tuning exams.
She might, but
she
like,
does. Yeah.
like we get a design for her. But like, I would expect more from like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I just it feels like the Boruto manga really was a speedrun as fast as he could to get to Two Blue Vortex's story, which is crazy because that story takes a while.
Sorry, we were muted. I had to fill Austin on the entirety of what happens at the end of Boruto New Generations into Twin Blue Vortex so we can understand why it's so funny.
I
figured that's
understand
what
it now.
I figured that's what you would do. We are gonna say more space and still not.
Yeah, no spoilers. But anyways, witch hat. Really good.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, let's head in the witch hat.
Start talking about the actual shows we're watching. But Witch Hat Atelier as Mason goes away.
He
kinda
doesn't. He
flurry
doesn't.
Mason.
He knows.
I like that his camera's trying its best, but now the camera like decided the chair was more important.
Sure.
So Witch Hat Atelier this week, we recover from our two girls are being kidnapped by the Knights of I forget what their exact name is. but,
Morales.
the Wizard Police. The Wizard
Nice
Police. basically.
Morales.
Yes, Knights Morales. We're about to wipe their memory, and then the girls come in and stop them, and like singe like the like ribbons they use, and then Keyfree and Arugula show back up and go, whoa, 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 whoa! Can we not just like immediately wipe the minds of my apprentices, please? And they just go, oh, they're your apprentices. To which they ask Coco a bunch of questions. They have Coco draw like a seal to be like, hey, what spell did you use? And she goes, this one. And it makes like a tiny hole in the rock. And he goes, that's odd. That didn't destroy the entire forest. Well, we'll keep an eye. And then Kiefer goes, no more questions. Later on, they go explore it. And she goes, hey, I lost my my pen and my ink. We got to go find it, you know? So they're searching through like this.
You mean
I gotta talk. But you have Keyfree and them fix the river, and start getting the water to flow back. Eventually, Coco comes across her vial of ink. and stuff. And he goes, "Hey, you really gotta keep an eye on that because it is magical ink, and other people could draw it and it'd be really bad." To which she goes, "That's odd. I don't think my ink went down at all, but I definitely remember using it." To which Kiefer goes, "The fuck do you mean you think you used it and the ink didn't go down at all?" And he looks at it, studies it, and he goes, "Hey, we should head back now. Except I gotta go run an errand because we never got Coco her wand. We should go do that. Like we gotta go do that to help her writing." And he goes, "Don't tell them. We're going on a field trip." Um, they go back into the city. They find the apprentice of the shopkeep who lets them in with a magic doorknob, which is cool. And they go visit. Um, I always want to call him the name from Harry Potter, but I know it's not correct. We visit Nonoa, and Kiefer goes upstairs, and you have Coco talking with the apprentice, who's like, "Hey, what's this one
Tarta.
do? What's that one do? What's this one do? What's that one do? What's this one do? It's amazing you know all these things, right?" And she's going up in the shelf to try to point out one of them, and suddenly upstairs, a giant flash of light shakes the entire house. And on the ladder, a bunch of jars fall around, and she's like, "Oh, it's fine. We can fix it. We can put the labels back on." He's, "Which one is this?" And he's like, "I don't know." And she's like, "What do you mean you know?" He's like, "I need the positions. I am colorblind. Like I cannot see." He's got what they call like silver eyes,
Overwashed eyes.
where you cannot discern color, and because of that, he can never actually be a witch, despite having a lot of the knowledge and the basis, no matter how hard he tries, because wizards are racist and elitist. And meanwhile,
They're ableist.
Ableist is the word you're
Ableist,
looking
yeah.
for.
oh,
Yeah.
yes, ableist.
Thank you, Mace.
Meanwhile, upstairs, the reason why the flashlight comes off is because Keyfree brings the vial to Nolnoa, who's looking at it. He's like, "It almost looks like nothing's different. Like this is the vial I gave you. This is like my vial. Like it looks as though it's like connected." Which then Keyfree puts the pieces together that this vial is connected to a separate vial, and somehow the brimmed hats have marked it to where it is overflowing with different inks. And we see a shot of at the start of the episode of one of the brim caps cutting himself and putting some blood in the vial of ink. To which Keyfree decides, "I'm going to cast a spell here and see what happened." And effectively, with the weird ink they use, the weird combination of some variety they can't discern, it causes spells to go way above their normal effectiveness. In which this point, Noah goes, "Oh, we got to report this to the Knights. We gotta tell them this is bad. This is really bad stuff. This is like illegal, super bad mage stuff." And Kiefer goes, "What is?" And we end the episode with Kiefer leaving, having bought Coco a nice, cute little bag. He's like, we couldn't get your ink back yet. He said there's an issue. We got to get going. So here, I got you this cute bag instead. She's like, "Yippee, new bag." Anyways, we cut back to the store to where what's it? Is it Donnelly? What's his name again? The apprentice.
Ulrich.
Tarta.
Tarta.
I usually have like the list in front of me.
I couldn't tell
can't remember
which Donnelly was so far off. I couldn't tell which character we were
it.
talking
Oh, I know
about.
why, because we were talking about fucking Fire Emblem the other day, and Donald stuck in my head.
That's
I
crazy.
know exactly why.
Incredible.
But basically, he goes to Nana and goes, "Hey, what was that flash of light earlier?" And he goes, I don't remember any flash of light. What flash are you talking about?" And we cut on the episode, which isn't ominous at all. Anyways, I trust Keyfree completely with my entire life. He is definitely safe.
Those episodes
And,
rad.
and it'll be fine. It's fine.
This
But,
is a really cool
yeah.
episode. I'm glad that this episode reminded me that this is indeed the manga that has all the cool disability assisted stuff in it. That's really rad.
Yes.
That made people talk about it for a while as like its
Let's
first like
go.
big exposure.
Disability
This was
magic
the
is coming in hard.
like this is the first time where I'm like, oh yeah, right. This is the manga that does that because we haven't touched anything about it until now, and I was like, oh yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah,
I
this
can't-
episode was really like it was very much another like Keyfree's doing some shady shit again, guys.
Totally normal. It's fine.
Uh,
Michael and I talked about this because he watched the episode and then watched it with me, and we got to that scene, and I go, damn, Keeper really just mind wiped the dude. And well, apparently Michael hadn't thought about that on his first watch.
Michael.
My first read was just that Keyfree told him not to talk about it, so he wasn't going to
Kiefer-
talk about it.
He freely went up to him and said, "There is no war in Ba Sing Se." And he went, "You're right. There is no war in Ba Sing Se." That's a
Yeah,
good
and
point.
I thought that's what he thought. Like, he just told him. that. I
Michael
didn't think
also
he
fell
had a good
for the there is
conversation
no
about the
war
ten-
in
the
Boston.
tentacle
Say.
thing.
You're right, Michael. He had a completely friendly, normal conversation with the scared, shitless shop owner, who he already has doing shady shit for him.
Well, like-
Comment on him still deciphering the sigils with the weird ink they use to make the teleportation circle.
Like the thing that really gives it away though is that like the framing of the scene of how he backs up against the railing of the upper level of the balcony is very much like, oh, you are at odds. Like Kiefer's about to do something really bad.
Kiefer might do something that cannot be taken back. And like, shout out to Kiefer. It's like, oh yeah, there's a magical substance in this ink. Let's see what happens. Like, let's push the button. See what happens. That says do not push.
Thank God he was smart enough to go, let's cast a light spell. Imagine if he was like fire,
Yeah.
Yep, the town's gone.
water, the entire room's flooded.
Water. He's very
A
wet.
room, the whole town flooded.
Shouts to the doorknob that is just straight out of Howl's Moving Castle. I adore
Right.
it. Like it's the most
Fucking
Howl's Moving Castle
bullshit.
fucking thing I've ever seen.
So good.
And this door leads you to the Great War. How? Please close that door. I don't want to go in that door anymore. What do you mean it's World War II behind that door, Hal?
I think it'd be very interesting because, like, unlike a lot of the last few episodes, it hasn't like transitioned. It hasn't. It didn't like leave off on like a transition to like what
Yeah.
they're kind of doing in the next episode. So like whatever we're getting in episode 9 is going to be like a complete new like arc start, and we're gonna go back to training with nothing changing, Austin. Because nothing's wrong.
Mhm.
Like it could be like Agate doing her second test. It could be like literally anything. It could be like just straight into Brim Cap shit. Like, oh, could be Kiefer just murking people.
Yo,
Like,
shoutouts to the Knights Morales leader. I don't remember his name. Mason, you wanna...
Peace.
Yeah. Shoutouts to him after they get all the people away. Shoutouts to him being like, let's resume the questioning. And it's like, no. You weren't doing any questioning prior to this. You can't say you're resuming the questioning. The thing you were doing before this was mind wiping people.
you're releasing a child, which is illegal in 50 states. You're shooting first, asking questions later. Actually, this is law enforcement.
You
Shout out
don't
to Dante, who just keeps thinking that magic can help people with their injuries. Fucking idiot.
You can't fucking fix your guy's leg.
could
You
never
take
do
him to,
that.
like a healer or
Shout
something.
out-
I don't know. It's not our fucking
Magic
job.
could never heal someone. What?
Can't
shout
magic like help people?
Yeah,
And he's like,
it's-
no. And it's like, yeah, you fixed that that little like banner. Why can't you fix a leg? It's like that's not how no, that's not how it works, buddy. I appreciate the like thought. It's like
I mean, realistically, no, that is exactly how it works. Actually, the issue is that they are legally not allowed to do that.
Yo, Vici just coming out of nowhere and headbutting the Knights Morales is dope as fuck.
in order to do that
The
in
best
public.
before.
It's just
In order to
also
do that in public, they'd have to like
also-
draw on them, and that would be bad.
also just casually being like, I hate adults. Neat lore you
Yet
got
again,
going
adults
on
treating
there.
Kids like they aren't
I hate
people,
adults.
and I hate
Adults
Adults are the worst.
They never talk. I love the fucking painfully British dub. It's so good.
I wish I could understand what Teddy is saying half the time. Sometimes she speaks a little too fast, and it's just a little hard to make out what she's saying.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to see what it's like. I don't. I only
It's
watch
so
subs, dude.
bro. It's so.
The
easy.
dub's
the dub's
really
Yeah,
good.
legitimately,
really
all of the
solid.
voices are great, and then also Teddy is.
Austin, you also, we'll talk about it in a little bit, you have to do yourself a favor. You have to go watch Agents of Four Seasons dubbed, like this past episode. You
Holy
have to
shit,
hear,
dude.
you have to
God
hear Sakura's
damn.
performance.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested, she's the dub voice for Hori from Horimiya as well as I'm gonna get her name wrong. Sayuri from Hell's Paradise. That's not her name. Sajiri.
It is Sayuri.
Is it Sayuri? Yeah.
Sayuri's the one that's like the what you call it that they
The-
befriend, right?
She's the guard on Gabimar.
She's the Asimon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the term. My brain didn't remember any of that. It's been too long.
But
I was
also
watching
like
season 2 recently.
yeah, but also like consider that like I haven't watched either of those shows dubbed either. So
Oh, that's
it means
fair.
nothing
No,
to
but
me.
like it also doesn't matter. She sounds nothing like either of those roles.
That's fair.
but just like it's a really stellar performance. I mean, I guess we're getting ready to go into it anyway, so I can ask the question. Basically, did you go? I know you did. You check out the dub for Akane?
I have not checked out the dub yet.
Okay. I do want to say the translation joke I mentioned that is absolutely fucking killer. Michael, do you remember what it is originally in the in the manga and in the Japanese? Remember what the line is? Because it's in Scared of Manju. I might have to go pull it up because I know what the English dub translation is. Because I remember it because it's dope as fuck. It is not this chapter. Is it chapter 3? Oh, so in the sub and the manga, it's the part of so it's in Scared of Manju. They go, we'll kill him with Manju. You could call it an assassination. The way they do it in the English dub is it's a manslaughter joke.
Oh,
Which is really good. Because it's Manju, so they commit manslaughter. It's really fucking good. It got both Michael and I when we watch it. We're like, that's good. We're like, I don't know what that was in the original back to forth in the original version of it because we didn't have it pulled up. But we're like, that's really funny. And they're
Very
also
funny.
they are really good. The downside to the dub is that as you would expect, when you have somebody telling a story and you have people narrating over them telling the story, it gets a little much sometimes, at least for me personally, without the subtitles there. Which is why I think I would probably still prefer the sub for Akane. But
Or even if the dub has like closed captions, just to be able to keep track of every word being said.
Witch Hat really good.
Check it as fun.
Very good.
Very good, very solid. Austin, you want to talk about Akane?
yeah. So this episode is a little bit more of well, starting like a little detail or starting to go into our main competition where we have Snake, right? Karashi.
Yep.
Cool face,
Yeah,
right?
Karashi.
Karashi or Karashi, sorry.
Karashi.
Anyway,
Either's fine.
anyway, so he God, what the? It starts off with him kind of just like giving some like talking with one of the blonde like other Rakugo performances and like a little bit about Akane and basically it's just kind of like trash talking her a little bit, especially with her selection of Rakugo choice in Jugumo, Jugumu, Jugumu, Jigga Bang Bang,
Yeah.
and they jump into his performance where he basically does an updated modern telling of Tenchiki, but in the frame of like an agricultural student studying about BM, which ends up being bowel movements. So it's like a poop joke rather than a fart joke, ha ha ha. And it gets a lot of laughs from the audience who are mostly like college age kids and can kind of relate to this kind of gag. And when the when the announcer goes up and like defers to Isho once it's done, he's like, I didn't laugh because I'm not the target audience.
Didn't laugh, not funny.
But everyone else here, they laughed a lot. You were the funniest person to them, just not me. So good work. And it's like kind of built as a little juxtaposition between Akane and Karashi, where Karashi has a kind of basic like prose and like and technique, but is very clever with adapting old classics to his target audience and like adjusting his wordplay. Whereas Akane is like all about technique and like sticking with the classics, and they're like absolute polar opposites.
Her and him are polar opposites, you could say.
Yeah. And the anime does a very good the animation does a very good job of just like putting Kanashi's like very unusual like face art style, like face drawing style, like on all the characters as he's like performing it out, and it's really cool. And next up, which would be next episode, would be Hikaru, um, taking the stage.
So I don't know because it didn't caption it for us, but I believe it does show in the kanji what story she's performing. So technically we would know what she's performing for next week. I don't know if you want me to tell you or if you want to just go into it not knowing. Because there is a visual reaction from some people when she gets ready to go up because of what she's going to be performing.
I would just say if it's shown in kanji, then I would say that like it wasn't like listed in the in the sub. So
sorry, do you want me to tell you or no?
Yeah.
She is doing. Oh god, I have to remember the name of it. Michael, you know what it is. Do you remember the name of it?
That's the issue, is that I don't. Because if you were to tell me the name of this story and not the context of why it's important, I wouldn't know why it's supposed to be an important story.
She is I should know the name of it because it's really important. She is doing the same story that Akane's dad performed for his certification.
That's
Shibahama. Or Shibihama, however it is. So that is why there are some like visual reactions from some of the people who in the room know. Because she is an upstart doing a story that has not traditionally gone well in front of this man.
We have an upstart doing a story in which the last time we know someone did this story in front of said person immediately lost their entire future.
Yeah.
In this career.
There's some fun stuff here that I really like. For Karashi, we get a bit of his background, which is he walked onto a college campus and went, oh, Rakugo's kind of neat. What if I get really good at that? And then watched people do it and went, wow, they are boring the shit out of people. Here's how I do it in a way that won't bore the shit out of people. And then he gets really good at it and people like him because he's good at it. And then we only very briefly get to see the interaction between him and the one girl where she's like, is this like, do you enjoy this? Like, why are you doing this? Like, you're kind of just doing it to get people to like fawn over you.
Yeah, I'm just in it for the Rakugo babes, you know.
Cause I think she's like, are you gonna go professional? And he kind of like scoffs at her at the idea of it. Which like the strong hint here is that he goes up, he performs, and Isho goes, I didn't laugh at you. But the people you wanted to laugh at you laugh, and he's not happy with that outcome. Which I think is a really nice mini story you have starting with him.
Like, to give credit to Isho, it's really just like, hey, listen, you did your job that you wanted to do, and that's great. But in terms of Rakugo, not great.
That was dog shit, actually.
Which like everyone in the audience goes, wow, that was kind of like a compliment. Whereas like
those who know,
Karashi and like the people who know are just like, ooh, wow, he just said he's basically dog shit, but he's good for like a party trick, basically. Is like how I would describe it, right? Where it's like, oh, it's really cool you could do that, but like, yeah, like it felt like a bit like disrespectful, I guess, to the art form. It's kind of like the vibes I got from it, but it's still really good. It's showing up to the party with the Smash controller and beating up all the drunk people, and then saying, yeah, I'm really good, and then like getting your ass blasted on stream at a local.
MKLeo looks at you and goes, MKLeo looks at you and goes, you're alright, I guess. as he dumpsters you in around.
but no, like it's funny because like literally the show did the thing I was asking for. Like the others were like, man, I can't wait to see other people performing like the same Rakugo performance because you guys said they repeat. Like there's
Yeah.
only so many, right? And so you get to see different like styles of performing the same thing. And like we're gonna get two of that back to back, where it's like we saw her dad perform this, and now we're gonna see how this famous voice actress does, which his was very like character driven and like focusing on the characterizations and like making the characters feel real. You have obviously Akane's like very like literal like performance of Rakugo, I guess you could say, where it's like just a very like technically sound performance, but not as like expressive, or at least not as like not as like adaptive to like her like ongoing like performance as it was like when we saw it.
Very
And
technique and like technique based improvement rather than like
and they have Karashi who's like just this like I'm just gonna fuck with the story to make it funnier because I want to do that. So it's very interesting how it's doing this, and like of course like the animation is just so pretty. And we're all just waiting for Akane to come in and just like rock everyone's shit. But
Fun
yeah,
fact.
it's good.
Fun fact. Michael and I watched this episode, and Michael went, "This was not this long." He went, "We did not get all of this in the manga," and I went, "No way." I'm like, "This feels way longer." This performance is one chapter in the manga, and it is like maybe of that chapter.
Episode in the anime.
Well,
so, I mean,
of that chapter, it's like
You
6
don't normally want
pages.
to let it down.
But this is cool. I like this because it's giving you, the viewer, a chance to really experience why the style's different.
Rakugo.
Yeah. Like, it is nice to have the full story.
Yeah, because in the manga, it's entirely supposed to be just he's telling the same story, but this time it's in a modern setting, and it's not like an apprentice and a master, but it's a teacher and their assistant.
The
The thing is too, like, is like we're realizing that like, hey, none of these people actually have Rakugo masters like Akane too. Which for someone who's talking down a lot of Akane, it's gonna be really funny when he just gets like his fucking like jaw dropped to the floor when she stops smurfing.
Mhm.
It's literally just like right now we've gotten like Akane like played a game in silver as like a grandmaster, and yeah, she shit stomped on like Ezreal, but let's see what she's doing when she's playing her main role.
there is a small conversation that does happen also at the start of this episode where we get introduced to the other two judges who are here as well. One who's from Osaka, I believe. Yeah. And the other one who is one of the, is it 5 or 4? I don't remember,
4.
Michael. Yeah,
Four.
the 4 heads of this area. And the guy from Osaka makes a comment where he's like, you're getting close to being the number 2. And he's like, yeah, you should not mention Akane's master, Shiguma. Shiguma. I'm so
Shigamu?
bad. Yeah,
Shiguma.
yeah, Shiguma. They're like, you should not fucking mention him to Isho. And he's like, yeah,
They used to be homies, and now they fucking hate each
they're
other.
very much not. Props to Isho.
Yet
The
to
man's
see
got
cat run
immense.
away.
Preacher.
Nice. Isho's got immense PR training. Props to that man.
I mean, after removing like an entire like school of trainees, and then just like dropping the mic and not coming back to it,
He had to do some work.
his PR work's insane. Whoever he talked to after that, goated. Yeah, it's good show. It's down at 5 for me because I'm just like everything else was so good this week individually that it's like I had to put it there, and like that's just not right.
I also think this and Ramparts to me feel really difficult to like compared to other things because so much else is happening in other shows, whereas both of these are focusing on one person really strongly right now.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a bad thing, but
It's terrible.
Karashi's performance is great. I love the direction of the scenes, like where Isho's going to make his comments, because he picks up the mic and it's just full silence, slow raised in his mouth. He's like,
It's the
"Yeah, that's pretty
same
good."
zoom in on the audience both times. It's great.
It's
There's a-
fantastic. Because you fully
you, like-
expect Isho to drop some bullshit on them.
It was also funny when it's like we see like I don't know if it was this episode or last episode where it's like someone that wasn't them who finishes and he goes, "Not bad," basically.
You
Like,
could,
it's like,
you
like-
have a
like
lot
someone's,
of
like,
room
randomly
to
talk-
improve.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, just work on your pronunciation, you know, your tempo and stuff,
at it.
and maybe it'll be better next time. You're just keep working and you'll get better.
It's kind
And
of
I'm
like,
like,
it's
I'm
kind of
shut
like,
the fuck up,
it's
Isha.
kind of like Gordon Ramsay, where like it's kids. When it's kids, you're nice to them.
It's the kids. Yeah.
When it's a grown ass person who makes a living out of it, you're the most brutal asshole you could possibly be.
You're a shit pronunciation sandwich. You're an enunciation shitwich. Oh.
We do get the really fun. I actually really like this. What's the end segment called? I forget what
Oh,
they're.
the
Kaneko
iconic
Banashi.
small talk.
Yeah, the small talk. We get the small talk where Karashi runs through a bunch of the terminology, and he's like, "Why would you say this, this, and this when you mean like this particular amount of centimeters? Why would you say this, this, and this when you mean this amount of money?" And he's like, and Akane's just there like, "Yeah, dude, I don't fucking know. This shit is kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie." It's like,
if you're explaining how heavy something is, do not define it in stones. That's not what normal people do. Except there are people who do that. They're not normal.
I'm really
We
interested.
You don't weigh yourself in stones. You
I'm
don't
really
describe yourself
interested
in
about
HP
what
because
I'm really interested about what the stroll's gonna be next week.
Juju scroll.
Like I wonder if it's gonna be more acting focused, given who we're focusing on next week. We didn't talk about it for last week's, but last week's episode stroll I also adored because it was her and Hikaru and it was her showing her how to tie the obi. And then Akane fucking undoes it and walks away, and Hikaru
Goes,
wants to
"Okay, now you do it."
strangle her, and it's so funny.
But dude, what a flex to be like, here, I'll help you. Just kidding. Figure it out yourself, fucker.
Yo, can you help me?
Explains to her how to do it.
Can you help me? Can you help me tie my tie for the wedding? Sure, dude. Okay, that's it. Have fun.
Ties the tie.
Have
You
fun,
then
please.
watch they untie your tie, and you go, "Why?"
Unties your tie and then walks away.
So refuses to elaborate.
Refuse to elaborate.
Let's move into Marriage Toxin. This week on Marriage Toxin, we're on a date. Garo and May are out at the arcade, and May is showing Garo how to be the best at claw games because it will win you all the bitches. To which Garo is not
Bitches
good.
love stuffed animals.
Why do you think I'm
True.
engaged, fuckers? You've seen the show.
And Garo is not good.
John is cracked at
He
crane
is.
games, I have to say.
Garo is not, however. What he is really cracked at is whack-a-mole. And so these two are fucking around, and then May goes, "Let's go into a photo booth and take photos." And we do this segment where they also explain that there is somebody hunting bloodline members. And they do this in a really cool fashion where they're running through the photo options, and they're like, the dude who murders people with a knife, the dude with the pointy spear. They're just options in the photo booth selection images. And while they're doing this, there is somebody in the distance observing them.
Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's
And then we get introduced to our new character. We get introduced to Kimi, Arashiyama. And Kimi comes on maybe just a little strong. As she immediately tries to get help from Garo, and enlist him to protect her. But does it by absolutely fangirling over him, and to the point where I really should have taken notes on what it is exactly she says. I think the first bit is she's like, "Yeah, I've been following you around all day," and May immediately grabs Garo and goes, "We gotta get out of here. That's a red flag, Garo. We don't deal with
Yeah.
red flags."
So that's what we call a red
Red
flag.
And I wish I remember what the second one was that gets her, but it happens again, and it's really good. I think the best part of this entire sequence is that while Garo is being nice and like, "Hey, hold on, she seems to be in danger. You know, this hunter's coming after her baby. It will not hurt me to protect her." While this conversation is going on, May just keeps gathering all of the ice cream and drinks at the table and just slowly has fucking 3 of them. And there is a scene where she is just drinking out of the one in the middle. Where he's just drinking out of the one in the middle, and I love him. He's great. He's the best. So, Kimi is a part of the Beast Clan. She is a subfamily. That used her grandparents used to control rats, and they were very well respected because like rats are threatening at least. The bloodlines, faded out a little. It's not as strong as it used to be. So she controls hamsters. She is a slightly weaker Gundam Tanaka. But she's like, you want to know how I found you and was able to stalk you? My boy. My boy Hammy. And May's like, okay, I'm on board now. We have to help her. This hamster's fucking adorable. And so they're talking a little bit about the Beast Clan. I want to say Doja, but I don't think that's right. It is a D name.
The Dojin.
Doga, thank you. The Doga family. And so she's like, yeah, so we gotta go, like, I'm a pretty small fry, but, like, I meet with people who, like, control, like, alligators, and bears, and orca whales, and fucking birds. And they show up at the meeting place, and all the people are dead. All the animals are fine, but all the people are dead. And Kimmy's like, yo, why is everybody asleep? And Garo goes, no, that's not what this is. And then immediately gets stabbed by a dude, who was just kind of chilling. To the point where the dude's chilling and May's like, yo, do you know why everybody's dead? And Garo's like, you two have to leave. You're not prepared for this, clearly. No one has trained you to notice a murderer from far away. So he immediately runs up and stabs.
People could be sleeping.
Yeah, he immediately runs up and stabs Garo, and Garo immediately realizes that's not good. And he's like, please, the two of you get out of here. And we are introduced to this man. He goes by Peachon. It's Peachy. So Peachy, is just a dude. Of note, a thing to note is that Garo is fighting him and goes, are you, like, someone tied to the Iron Clan? And Peachy's like, nah, dude, I'm just a dude who wants to run a cafe with my girl, but the world's
built different.
But the world sucks and people suffer, so, like, how can I settle down and run a cafe if someone might rob us or kill her? Like, I gotta get rid of all the bad guys first.
That's a good reason, honestly.
It's a pretty solid reason.
Guys,
Yeah.
Bro, it's just all my guys.
So
it just has the most reasonable reason.
So Garo recognizes he might be in a little bit of trouble, and he fucking doses up doubly. He buffs his muscle and his eyesight. And in response, Peachy grabs a fucking sign off the building and starts swinging it like a sword until Garo eventually breaks it apart, and he catches, and then Peachy catches it like pizza boxes. And then Garo kind of gets his ass handed to him just a little bit. And Peachy's like, cool. Peachy gets a phone call from his handler, and he's like, "Yo, what's up? I'm in the middle of fighting the poison user," and they're like, "What do you mean he's not on the list? He's been doing bodyguard work, not murdering people. He seems really dangerous. I don't know if I can let this guy go. Like, he's really strong." He's like, "I might just kill him while I'm here, you know? He's
probably kill people before. It's fine."
He's essentially like, if I let him go now, he might kill someone later, and I'm not gonna have a better opportunity than in this moment to kill this man. And so Garo's in a pretty bad spot, and he kind of looks at him. He goes, "Look, you can kill me. You just gotta make sure those other two get out of here. They are not fighters. They are not bad people. Please just do not kill them." And then before Peachy can think about it at all, Kiwi shows up and goes, "Guess what, motherfucker? You can't kill that man. He's my Oshi. I'm gonna have my hamsters get you." And a bunch of hamsters come flying out, and they make a constellation on the ground.
No, hamster constellation.
And that's all it does. And Peachy goes, "That's neat. I'm not gonna kill him because I think he's an okay guy. I will kill him later if he turns out to not be an okay guy."
I think specifically what he says too is like, "I've never seen a master defend another master before. He's got to be all right."
Yeah.
Basically.
And And then just when you think things are okay, there's a bat hanging around, and the weird snake collar that Kimi wears tightens on her neck, and we are informed that she only has 5 days to live. And so both Hikaru and Peachy need to come to this island to fight the Beast Clan.
It's not a trap. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Surely. I mean,
the bit with the fucking hamsters in the manga, she goes, "I got this, Garo. I'll modify bloodline ++ Canis Major," and it just cuts there. You see her holding like the 12 hamsters, and that's where a chapter cuts. So for the first page of the next one is the 12 of them on the Florida constellation. You're going like, oh, she's actually gonna do something? No, not at all.
She's here for aesthetics.
Incredible.
she does reveal she's like an office worker. She doesn't like even use her bloodline for anything in her day to day.
Why
can't.
sucks so bad? She just works a normal 9 to 5.
They're really good at tracking
Which-
people, apparently.
Which, like,
least
granted,
the
makes
one
her
is.
which they said she says makes her like kind of a disgrace in like the
Beast Clan.
clan, because like if you're not using your powers to kill people, then why bother like being
Having a bloodline.
yeah. But it's an interesting episode. He's certainly a character. But it's mostly just a lot of setup and vibes, yeah.
She does have a crazy ass laugh, which is not a thing that I think comes across as well in the manga.
Bro,
Because
when
you
she
don't
comes on
hear
screen,
it.
when she starts laughing and shoots with the fucking One Piece unique laugh, you're like, what the fuck? She really hits you with the
She's got the Ojo laugh.
the fucking Kimidari. But she's fine. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with her character. It's just not. Listen, she's currently number 3, unfortunately, and we need to see more with her. To see why she's the favorite of the fans.
I do
But-
appreciate her immediate dedication, though.
I respect the hustle, but like also, she kind of lame.
I mean,
You
I
have
will say,
Gerbil. Gerbil
this
got
was
three
Okay,
the
touchdowns.
same thing with the. Oh, what the fuck's the second girl's?
I mean, to be
Urashima.
fair, like each of
Yeah,
the
but
other
Urashima
two
also
each
takes
of
a
the other
bit
two
to really
girls-
warm up to you.
Yeah,
Oh, for
like
sure.
they didn't have like that much in their first episode, so it's like
Listen, I'm not ruling her out yet. I'm just saying, like, she's got work to do.
Again, I'm saying in episode 4 or whatever, I think that's Urashina's first episode. My favorite character from her family wasn't her; it was her dad, or not dad, but
Fair.
the uncle.
The uncle.
Oh yeah, my favorite character
The,
from
the
her
uncle
is
with the
her,
fucking
the gerbil.
the stupid shit, the chairs.
So here
Guys
here
are
is
awesome.
here is the manga panel for this of where they meet Peachy, by the way. So this is the panel, and then this is what you turn the page. This is what you turn the page to.
This manga is so
Oh,
fucking
cool.
good. This manga's so pretty.
It's so cool.
Stab is crazy.
You just turn into a full page zoom stab, which like it does. It
Yeah.
looks nothing like this, but again, the rest of the fight in this episode is really well done. Like this is a really cool looking fight. There's a lot of fun with it. Yeah, this manga's just a lot. This show's just a lot of fun. Is really what it is. This is probably the most serious the show. I mean, outside of or first girl. Well, the show. I can't say this is the most serious it's been. We've had someone try to make someone commit suicide. That's pretty fucking serious. But like, this is like the first time we're getting into like gang affiliation, with like the bloodlines, which I would argue takes like a more serious tone just on face value in that regard.
This is also the first time Garo's ever even vaguely on the back foot.
Yeah.
He is
yeah.
like it's like he's a little even with the sound guy, but no, it's because he's defending 2 people. If he didn't have to defend people, he fucking wipes the floor with it. And he's also not walking into a person's perfectly set up trap zone. Like,
Yeah, this guy's basically we literally learned a little bit from Garo talking to him is that he's basically like a test tube baby's version of a bloodline. It's kind of how he describes it, at least from what I got. Where
I
it's
think
like
the idea is more
he's
just
he's a like
sometimes people
modified
are born.
injected bloodline.
I think it's more just that
That's what it
people
sounds like.
are born and they would like a bloodline started because someone had a gene that led down to the bloodline being created. he's just a person that will create a new bloodline. Is the idea? Like he
See-
has the genes to start something new.
See, that's not what I got from the talk, but I get it. But like, you're probably right. But for me, it sounded like he was like someone like genetically like almost like modified him.
He's
become
not
this.
genetically modified. He just literally
He's-
mutations happen.
He's just a dude.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
really
yeah, they used
is.
to, they used the term mutant
He's
in the
patient
dub, which is a
zero.
crazy word.
Like what it sounded like is that it was like someone had done this to him as opposed or like wanted him to be like this type of
It
person.
is
as opposed to, like,
Yeah,
being
his
possible,
but,
like because we know the puppet master is a person that exists and does modifications to people.
either way, that character, he's cool.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a homie for now. Maybe
Death flags are kind of ringing. I'm not gonna keep it a buck.
keep it a bug. Don't look too good for
And
him.
he does certainly immediately hit the death flag. I want to be at a cafe with my wife.
Right?
He has almost as strong of a death flag as all of the Nippon Sangoku characters do. All the time. There's a character in that fucking show that doesn't have a death flag on him. There was a point I was thinking of making. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Well, if I could tell you, I would.
Yeah. I think it was gonna be something for the conversation of like this is the first time that Garo's like really on the back foot. And that is true. No, I can't think of it. It must not have been important.
That's about. Yeah, Garo gets his ass kicked, and it's actually interesting.
Shout out to May for
Wow.
having the shout out to May being the only character that you could tell this author actually cares about. Michael pointed out they're the only character who ever has a different outfit on, and it's always a different outfit every scene.
Because
Everywhere
as
they go.
They
Shara
should.
has not worn a different suit.
Oh yeah.
May, on the other
He
hand,
doesn't get
he's
different
got
suit for the voice
17
plan.
different outfits for every occasion.
He's got navy and blue and navy blue and
And a
And
boy
there's
and
probably
a
a black
girl
suit
mode
somewhere in
for
there.
all of them.
what's about Garo?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, you don't know.
No, it's good, but like the only reason why it's at the bottom is because it's just like everything else this week is also just like so fucking peak that like something had to go at 6. Like, I don't know what's
Start
going
of an arc. It's fair. I think it is fair.
Yeah, and Kimi definitely has a rough start as a character. She comes in and it's like, okay, it's okay, girl.
on.
Calm down
The
a
gag.
moment.
She's coming on.
I love the gag character love interest.
And her hamsters, awesome. Like,
Like,
I
yeah.
saw them and I'm like, holy shit,
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
Dark Davis. They're
It's a ham-
The
it's
four
a-
Dark Davis.
It's a hamster. So there's like 12 of them. So many of them. It is really funny.
That's why she's the master and Gundam is.
Yeah. It is really funny to have the scene where it's like, yeah, we all gather in a room in a house with our animals, and the one dude just got an orca with him in the house.
He's got a whale.
It's so funny.
Shit. It's just like, yeah, it's me, the crocodile. It's me, the bird. It's me, the orca. Get it out of the room, dude. We can't fit that in here.
Hey,
Michael,
he's trying to have a whale of a good time.
Michael, it's Ramparts time.
Oh, is it time for Ramparts already?
It is time for
Oh,
Ramparts.
no.
Oh my goodness. I said already if we didn't already talk about 3 shows.
Yeah.
I think it's because Damon's is gone. It's weird. The tempo. We give Ramparts. We got the Miki episode. We start with a flashback where where she like initially sees that Koyuki's being bullied, and she's like, "I know who did this," and goes to confront them about it. And the person's like, "Nah, I would never do that." And Miki goes, "I know you did," and starts to like wrestle with her. And the girl goes, "Get off me!" Pushes her into the window for the room, and she breaks the glass to it, getting a cut on her arm. This is important because this will be brought up later. So we get to the actual bulk of the episode. I don't remember where this like actually starts, because this entire episode essentially is Miki is feeling disconnected from her friends, like the 3 of them at school, which is what we kind of the little teaser we get at the end of the last episode, which is 3 of them going, "Is Miki always like that?" Because they see Miki talking with Minato and Yota. But it's the 3 of them kind of going, Miki's a little they don't really like trust Miki kind of, but also, yeah, Miki's different from them. She's very clearly like putting on a face here, and we get a bit where they see, or one of them sees Miki talking with like her coworkers, and she's sitting there, she's shooting the shit with them, legs widespread in a beanie, just vibing, where she outwardly says, "I'm nothing like this at school," and the person's like, weird. But they kind of just go, Miki kind of just sits there going, "I don't know what to do about this. I feel bad." And we gotta get a little bit of how they initially met, but also at the same time, it might have been the same day. It's weird the way this feels like it's a flashback, but at the same time is like the same day where they're talking about the manga. We learn about the 100 seasons of sunflowers or something. That 100 sunflowers, which is a lot of sunflowers. It's a little unreasonable. We got a scene where Miki gets a little like cute moment with Minato, and someone looks over and they goes, "Oh my goodness, that's just like the manga." The 100 sunflowers. Apparently, this is going to be important. Everyone in the story knows about this manga. And Miki's talks with Koyuki for a bit, and Koyuki goes, "Just fucking either break it off or do something. Don't stew on it. That's boring. Stewing on something's bad. Bad for the mental." And Miki goes, I'm gonna go talk to them. I want to be friends with them." And Koyuki goes, "That wasn't exactly what I was saying, but like, you go, girl. Go ham." Miki then goes like, "Hey, I want to talk after school, after class." And the four of them talk, and Miki just kind of does a whole open heart, like, "I don't know what you guys think you know about me. It might be right, it might be wrong, but like the thing that like the way you see me at school, that's not me. I'm boyish, I'm brash, I do silly things. When I don't dry my hands with paper towels, I shake my hands really fast." She's fucking funny. Miki's adorable. And the group's just like, "Oh, she's
Pause,
actually
that's just
just
gross,
a
though.
really
Like, that's just gross. Just use paper towel.
I mean, you go to use like the like wind ones, and they just don't fucking do shit. So you got to sit there and like, dry off your hands anyway without them. But yeah, we get this cute little moment where they like connect as a group. And it's adorable.
Yeah,
And
like I
then
said,
also,
yeah.
Miki has new hair color now.
Oh
Miki's
yeah, she's blonde.
Yeah, she's blonde. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
We
You
love
look like a
anime
boy.
characters going on their mid high school life crisis and going, "I need to dye my hair the worst color possible."
She's had 3 different hair colors over the course of this show.
Yeah, because Miki's hair is dyed by default in this story. Because we see her with black hair in the middle school segment. And it's also, I think, it's like a general thing with anime. If you see a character without black hair, I mean, it's probably dyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's like brown.
Hmm.
Those are typically the 2
Or
colors
they're
you
just the
see.
main character of the anime.
Or they're
Yeah,
fo-
it
or they're
depends on like.
or they're
whatever.
foreign and they have blonde hair. Those are typically the
Hey, or it's for a man, you need to identify which characters are the main characters. Or it's
True.
twins, which is exactly the same reasoning.
There's some stuff I really like in this episode, and there's some stuff that like I can nitpick about, but doesn't really matter. Because what it boils down to is I think this is just the show that
I forgot the
I'm just not sold in on.
Yeah.
What a scene I adore in this episode is I really like Minato walking over to the table and being like, "Yo, hey, you talking about that? Miki mentions that all the time about you guys. I know all of your names." Like, because he does it in the smuggest fucking way possible, and I actually do. This is the one time where I'm like, yes, be the prick. Be like the kind of knowing asshole when you do it, whether it's intentional or not, but it comes off that way, and I love it, where he's just like, he's just like, yeah, I know all of this about all of you. Miki talks about all of you all the time, and it's clear she really cares about each of you. Do you feel bad yet? Walks away. And not even walks away, he gets pulled away. He gets pulled away every situation in this entire episode. No one lets Minato exist.
I just like
he's boy Cook.
And Yoshi just walks up and goes, "I'm sorry, he's causing trouble again. I will take him away now." And just like chokehold grabs him away. And he's like, "We'll talk later. Great to meet you."
I also do really like that Kyun's like, "Hey, look, Miki, you don't have to be friends with these people if you're forcing yourself and being fake. And Miki's like, no, I do want to be friends with them. I actually do think that's really, I actually do enjoy that. Like it is it is nice to have a character who's like, well, just because I don't feel comfortable in the situation doesn't mean that I don't want to be in the situation. It's just the way it's unfolded isn't how I like. I think like the little hang-ups I get on this is that I feel like in the same way that I kind of felt about Second Prettiest Girl with like the drama with the girl, like with the girls for them as well. I do also kind of feel like there should have been something a little heavier here, in my personal opinion. Like I think it's just the way they articulate their problems with Miki. I'm like, why what are you doing? Like they're like, Miki just like, they're all like such really, really small things that I'm like, just talk to the girl. Like I don't buy into it as much as I wish I know, but I don't buy into it as much as I wish I would, is kind of where I'm at with this particular problem, which is fine because it's not supposed to be the biggest thing. Again, it's a really
also
small
like
nitpick.
not drawn out. Like it's not even drawn out that much. Like
Yeah.
It's one episode. It's probably 2 to 3 days at the most, which is like
A normal period of time.
a normal period of
Yeah.
time for an issue to happen in like high school. Like it's all relatively self-contained, which is like kind of the only issue that I had with this episode. Is like because like in a vacuum, the episode I thought that like this whole Miki like problem resolution arc was really really good. That's why I had number one. Like
Yeah.
like her learning to like express things and talk things out and stuff. Like the only issue I have is just like, well, I kind of just don't feel it with like the context of the rest of the show. It just like for me it feels like out of place to have to pull back and focus on Miki when she's not the main like titular whatever character. So like it's hard for me to like really buy in on the show, like continue to buy in on the show as a whole, even though it had like in my opinion like one of the like the best episode of the week.
Yeah.
That's kind of my issue as well, is just it's a solid episode. I do actually really enjoy the show. It's just it feels like it didn't move the plot forward in any way. It was just Miki feels better about herself now,
Which is great.
and
Good
feels
for
more
her.
confident, which is cool.
I mean, the thing is, like,
but like we didn't get anything with Koyun really, aside from the bit of Koyun getting mad, which we haven't really seen that much. So
I also think it's like I think this is more of like an overall, like, for me, pacing structure of this show. I can almost guarantee you I'll sit down and read this manga and I'll fucking love it.
Yep.
Because like this is a format that works so much better in a manga where you're investing a lot of time, right? Whereas in anime it's like you have 12 episodes to tell me the thing
Figure
you
it
want
out.
to tell me in 12 episodes for the season. What is the thing we're doing still? Like, is it the Koyu and Igarashi stuff? Is it just establishing the core dynamic of the group? Like, this show has, in my opinion, the weakest, like, core concept to it. In a way that, like, this has become a very slice of life romance without, like, even being fully in it yet.
I feel like we're just building up a lot of the characters still, too.
Yeah, which
Like, I
isn't a
think it's
bad
still,
thing.
like,
Like,
yeah.
this is a
It's like,
wonderful thing that I want
Yeah,
from most
it's
shows when we
not a
watch
bad
it.
thing, but it's also episode 8,
It feels like we got a lot of Koyun to the point where we figured it would be like surrounding that character. So to like have this moment where it's just a Miki episode basically feels like it's pulling away from the main like driving force of the story, which is Koyun and like her relationships with everybody and like how she's growing into this character. I feel like this Miki stuff could have happened like an episode like 5, and it would feel way less out of place because it's still early enough that it's like, okay, we're still establishing her character arc and things about her, but because it's so late in like the season itself, it feels a little bit like later on.
But the
And that
problem
could be like
is,
it could be an issue with the manga too, where it's like the manga just takes time to develop into that, you know.
but
And
I
if the
don't
point you're
think
trying to hammer
I don't think
home
it's an
is,
issue
like,
for the manga. Like, the issue here is that, like, the benefit of this show, and definitely part of the manga, is the fact that you have such a strong cast of 4 who you dive really deep into really early, so that all the stuff you get later like hints
Well, I mean,
because
you
you
checked
know.
out the Yoda stuff like an episode or two ago.
And it's
so
an
I think it was,
argument.
like,
There's an argument to the one
really
before that we got Minato stuff. It didn't feel like we got nearly as much as we got with Yoda and Miki here. So
I think
it's
my
like,
big thing too is like, I think the timing of this actually makes sense when you think of it as like the context of like a year in high school, where it's like we're still in their first year of high school, right? Is the idea?
yeah,
And so
They still have the red slipper.
here's the thing: is like it would take time for them to develop these connections with other characters to have a point where like they would see her outside of school and for it to be a weird revelation, right? Because it's not like it'd be like day 2 of like college. It would make sense if this happened
Yeah.
like too early in the semester, if that makes sense. To where like it's not as big of a deal. Whereas like in the case that like they have this longer like like connection with Miki, that it becomes like a little bit of like oh, I didn't know she was like that kind of situation.
the thing that I think feels weird, going back to the thing I think I was trying to convey, the part that feels really weird about like the friends' issues with Miki, is that they're like, yeah, and we heard that you got into a fight and like cut yourself on glass, and Miki's like, well, that is kind of true, and we don't do anything with that. Like that, I feel like is a really important conversation to have about Miki as a person, and you don't get that with her and that group of friends. Like, I feel like that's a really nice moment you can have where Miki kind of gets to show off that she is like protective of her friends, and like you could explain what happened in that situation, but maybe she doesn't want to, and I get it. It's just like there's enough interesting stuff about that conflict I feel like you could do that I feel like the stuff I got was a little lackluster. But again,
I get it.
this
It
show
might be
still
that, like in her head, Koyun's bullying thing in middle school is so taboo that like
yeah, you just don't bring
that's
it
not
up.
her thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring up that story without. I mean, I guess you could say a friend. I was defending a friend of mine from bully.
But she
like-
only has so many friends.
Yeah.
It's like just
there's
pick,
a person
I
who
guess.
notably is a friend. Who's notably like only friends with Miki.
Like again, this show would blow a bunch of shit out of the water on most normal seasons. It's just that like
these 4 are still fantastic characters. I adore
Yeah.
all 4 of them. And I also completely missed like one of my favorite scenes of this episode in the recap because I just kind of vaguely went. The middle of it is Miki existing, because you have Miki and Yota, the 2 of them sitting on the swing set talking.
Mhm.
Where-
oh my god, yes.
where Miki is kind of like a mirror of the Yota and Koyun stuff from the last episode, where Miki goes, "Yota, you're just so nice. It's crazy that you're nice," and he goes, "I'm just a
She-
normal amount of nice." And
She
goes,
says
"No,
I love
you
you.
Uh huh.
And then Yoda,
Minato says, "I love you," but then but like
you're
we
such
also
a
then, I think
I
either
love you.
earlier
You're
or
such
later-
a great friend, I think is how she follows it up
Yeah,
afterwards.
but then she also like earlier later in the episode says, "I love you" to Koyun, as a reiterating that's just how she expresses
Yeah.
friendship with people. That's just what she says.
if
And I'm
I
like,
had
"Oh,
a
that's
nickel,
good."
if I had a nickel for
Again,
every time
also get
someone
that
in this
the
show,
ouchie.
if I had a nickel
you
for
to
every
say it
time
back.
someone in this show was an absolute Omega Chad on a swing set and then immediately friend zoned somebody, I would have 2 nickels. That's fucking crazy. This show keeps doing that. I can't believe Yoda and Koyun are gonna have a chat and Yoda and not Yoda, fucking Minato and Koyun gonna have a
Minato.
chat and Koyun's gonna be like, "You're actually a really good friend," and he's gonna kill himself. He's gonna go kill himself. He has nobody else. He's gonna go walk up to his buddies and he's gonna be like, "This was the worst day of my life," and they're gonna be like, "Oh, the worst day of your life? Oh, really?" Because his friends
So
suck.
far.
His friends suck ass. Outside of Yoda, Minato has still. We gotta get these MCs better friends, dude.
Right?
Well, listen, guys. Go ahead, Mason.
Oh no, you're good.
I was gonna say, speaking of the worst days of our life so far,
Yeah, we can talk about Agents of the 4 Seasons.
we can transition. Let's see if anyone else has anything else to say.
So, you know how you know how we had 2 of the last 3 episodes were very flashback focused. Well, it's time for another one.
We gotta
baby.
go further
What
back.
a-
Yeah.
Another one.
So we flash back to Rose meeting Hinagiku for the first time, and like dude is like kind of being a little
Brad.
he's being a little bratty about it, and then like he gets hit with the boom boom love at first sight, like, oh my god, she's cute.
Oh my God, she's a cutie cutie. I would die for this girl, and
I would kill myself for this girl.
and kind of like while they're like meeting for the first time, Sakura like asks Itecho to like learn the like winter like sword style, and he's like, it's kind of a brutal style for a girl, and she's like, I want to do it to protect my wife, and
Fair.
and like while they're like sparring and practicing, like Rose and Hiyagiko are like, oh, I made let me show you my powers. Here's an ice flower. Oh, let me show you my powers. Here's a not ice flower.
Here's it.
And like there's like a lot of hinted, just like, oh my god, Hinagiku likes Rose. Rose likes Hinagiku, and then like at the same time, like Sakura and Itacho are like looking over there. It's like, well, there's never exactly been precedent in two agents marrying each other, but like it could. And Sakura's like, no, no, she would. And hey, Techo, are you single, by the way? Do you have plans to get married? So they're all like kind of like, you know, developing their feelings and such, but also like like while Rose and Hinagiku are like playing, they're like about to go, uh like they kind of like overhear Sakura and Itecho talking, and like, yeah, her mom just fucking killed herself, probably.
Rough combo over
and,
here.
and in that moment, Rose says, I will definitely protect her and make sure no harm comes to her. It'd be a shame if she put herself in harm's way."
It'd be a shame if this story ended badly, but never. Surely not.
No way.
And so we actually get like the kind of whole like story about like or I guess the events that lead up to Hinagiku's kidnapping, where like they're just kind of out going to like a shrine or something. I don't remember.
They're being adorable.
Yeah,
We're seeing
when
some
like
birds.
when someone just gets shot, and then the insurgents and the Fire Nation attacks, and like everybody, like every single person in that polycule, like individually determined, like has their moment where like, I'm gonna go back and hold them off.
I'm gonna sacrifice myself. No, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. No, I'm gonna
I think
sacrifice myself.
Sakura's the only one who actually doesn't get to do that, because every time somebody else does, they go, you have to protect.
Sakura's the first one that gets shot, is why.
Well, Sakura actively protects Rose in the one moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
everybody else
Itecho, like,
she just
gets,
does it.
Yeah, everybody else
Yeah,
goes, no,
Itecho
you're
gets-
not allowed.
Itecho also gets shot, by the way.
After shooting somebody with a gun, why do you
Yeah.
even
Also,
train your
also
sword?
fucking doing the most aura-filled moment where he takes out like 50
Yeah.
people. That moment was sick.
And eventually like Hinagiku is the one that does actually successfully say, no, take me, not them, like, fuck off,
I'll be your hostage.
I'll be your hostage. And then we flash to color, and the episode ends.
God, the color
Fade to
coming
black.
back and the music changing.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking goodness, that scene.
If I had
Her,
a
like,
if I had
oh
a
my
nickel,
goodness.
if I had a nickel,
Also,
I had
the
two
bit,
nickels.
the bit of him making the flower at the beginning when they first meet,
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so
which then
cute.
calls back to the first time we see him in like the modern day with like helping the kids.
Hey, did anybody catch the fact that when they overhear the conversation about her mother, they're playing hide and seek? The thing that her mother tells her that they're gonna go
Yeah.
play.
Mhm.
I hate this author so fucking much.
Yeah. I
Anyways,
straight up
reminder,
described
the same author as Violet Evergarden.
If you didn't know,
So I straight up described this show to Cody today as, what if every episode was the mom episode from Violet Evergarden?
okay, I'm gonna be the person. So this is not my number one show. It's at 3 for me. I do really like
Heartless.
this show. I think this show is really good. I don't
But-
think this show is on the level of Violet for me. Because I think there is an element to this where it is you are firing on the cylinder too strongly too often.
That's fair.
where like for me I'm like part of what makes the experience for Violet so strong and impactful is the fact that you have those everyday moments of working through like the trauma and then being gutted and reminded of it like when it comes up. Whereas this is just a flashback fest of things trying to hurt me, and it works. Like it
Sean
gets
is just
me.
like, oh no, my flashback too traumatic. Oh my
Yeah.
show too sad.
No, but
My
mean,
realistic,
my drama
my
too
realistic trauma versus my character trauma.
like I'm more like I'm more trying to think in my head where it's like why didn't like I didn't cry this episode, and I think part of the reason is I've gotten half of this episode already, which I think I said
Yeah.
kind of like I said this 2 weeks ago too, when we were kind of also retreading some things again. From like a narrative perspective, like it's rough for me, but I also get it. Like you need this. Like, you need the full story, and it makes sense why we didn't get the full story before. And I still really like it, and it's still incredibly well done. But it's like, there is a reason why I have Witch Hat and Nippon above it, is because, like, I want this story to move somewhere. It is a 14-episode show. It has an extra episode on some things, and I'm sure it has time to do it. But, I want it to do it.
I'm very curious about like how the light novel like orders the story like narratively, because like
Yeah.
it is very much very much been a very unusual pacing and chronology of the events of the show compared to the episodes.
So it's like start show, progress, flashback to them meeting, like Sakura and her, flashback to her coming back traumatized, flashback to her getting kidnapped from Rose's perspective.
No, don't forget a little introducing new character, and then
Like-
the kidnapping from
like,
Rose's perspective.
I actually think my favorite parts of this show.
Kidnapping of other character, then flashback to first kidnapping next episode.
I actually think my favorite parts of this show have been like meeting the summer agent and like the stuff in like all the present stuff has been incredible in my personal opinion. That like
No, I think flashbacks have been incredible too. It's just the pacing has been weird, like you said, and like I get why they did this flashback now because it's so similar to what.
yes,
happened
no, it
before.
makes perfect
it's
sense
like-
to be exactly where it is. I will not argue that. And this one feels so much more natural than the Lord Rose, let me tell you about her family's history so we can flashback about that. Like that feels a little more contrived into setting up your flashback, whereas this flows really well into it because of what just happened.
Yeah.
And this will be my last thing I will say on it. The other thing I am a little bit of a stickler on here about is I get she's a kid. I get the situation's really dire and there maybe isn't another option. I am not a fan of Rose, do not kill yourself. You need to run away instead with us. To only then immediately go, actually no, goodbye. I'm leaving. They can take me. That irks me just a little bit of like the Rose don't die, we should run together. To immediately hard pivot to the only way out of this is if I give them me. Like there's a small disconnect there that I don't think I have what like the piece I need to understand how she got there. For me personally.
Yes, the answer is kid logic.
Yeah.
Child brain go to very scary place very fast. That's what it felt like. But it's hard to place as well. I get it.
I mean, like
But
the
I don't think it's a
argument
bad
is everybody is hurt, like or tired. They've caught up a lot. There isn't really another option.
Everybody cares so much about everybody else that no one wants to like watch anybody else die.
Yeah.
Is also the thing they run into.
But
Therefore, everyone tries to be the one that is the sacrifice to save everybody else, but in the end, it's up like just hurting more people.
The only strong thing that does really come out of it that works really well is that it does make everybody else's, like, it reinforces her modern take on it, where she keeps telling Sakura, like, it's not your fault, and like she keeps saying it's also not Rose's fault and it's not Itacho's fault, because if anybody
Stop
has
trying
the
to make
right
a villain.
if anybody has the right to say it, it's the person who made the choice to literally give herself up instead of all of you. Like, if anyone has the right to tell you it's not your fault, it's probably her. It's probably the person whose fault it kind of is, if you're not gonna blame the terrorist, which you should. I know I have a track record of not doing that when it comes to animes, but
So something
We
that's-
on the podcast don't condone terrorism.
except one
That-
particular instance of it.
But that particular instance, they don't kill anybody.
Yeah.
And there's resonance.
as if that stopped them before. Oh, this
It's also fun video
congratulations! You
games.
didn't kill anybody this time. What's interesting is actually like just looking at like the chapter titles. Just because I was like on the wiki page as scrolling. This is probably the end of volume 1 of the light novel. So what we're gonna get with the last 6 episodes is probably the entirety of volume 2. 14 episodes.
Oh, it's 14.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't know
14.
that.
Yeah, it's 14.
That's weird, but good.
I mean, it happens sometimes. I think more shows should be 14, but I also think more shows should just be the episode count that works best for them. Like, if your best episode count is 16, fucking give me it, dude. I don't care. It sucks for
Or
this
just-
podcast, but do it.
So it's like we have been doing.
Give us those nice hour-long starters.
Exactly.
It's worked out well for those.
I mean, I remember one that it didn't work out great for.
Well, there's been a couple. I won't lie. I mean,
I still can't exactly remember the name of it, but I know it's the we go back in time to be an artist one.
Oh, you're talking about Aaron the Southpaw?
No, they don't go back in time in that one. We just bounce around in time. It was one of your shows, I want to say. It was like the 2nd or 3rd season of the podcast.
Oh, Relife.
Remake.
Yeah.
Remake.
Our life.
Remake Our Life. That's what it was.
Relife's a different show.
Relife, actually good show.
I mean, also well-known hour-long start episode, the Darwin's Game.
Oh boy.
I forgot that was an hour long. Monkey.
No, not that one.
Oh, Darwin's Game. I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Michael would have been the only person on this podcast for Darwin's Game. That season, were you even on it for that season, or were you just watching stuff?
I watched Darwin's Game. I was there for that one.
Darwin's Game, also the season where there was production issues and 2 shows got shot off because of it.
Oopsie.
Darwin's Game being
Babylon
one
part?
of them. Babylon was the other one. Yeah, it just stopped airing at episode 7.
We love
Babylon's
that.
Babylon's
Darwin's Game.
Babylon's a
just,
fucked
like,
up
didn't
show.
Release an episode. Stopped.
Real quick.
What are they doing? Like started doing weird, fucking recap episodes.
I was gonna say, do we have more to say about Agents before I go off on a slight tangent?
Agent's really fucking awesome. This show good.
It's a
I
great
really like
show.
it.
Good shit.
It's so good, bro. This show made me cry.
I'm a staunch
But-
critic. That's all it is. I'm just
Speaking of shows that
I'm,
got delayed.
I'm a rough
I'm
I'm a
off
rough
podcast.
critic when it comes to this season.
That's fair. It's a tough point of the season. Like where we literally
You
had much
kind of
more-
to be at this
Yeah.
point when it's like you're finding any excuse to nitpick.
That
You
makes
excuse
sense.
yourself to like justify yourself shooting off a show that shouldn't be shot off at this point in any other season.
Mhm.
Especially hard when 2 of these shows are my babies. I'm trying really hard not to do that. I am. I'm really trying, but I also really enjoy watching Marriage Talks, and I won't fucking lie to you.
It's a good time.
And I
Like-
cannot express to you how the things that are coming in Akane.
All right. So you're about to say something?
Slight tangent while we get the voting going.
We're not done yet. We have another show to talk
But we
about.
still have one more show.
We still have Nippon. Yes.
Do you want to wait?
No, because it's related to what we
Okay,
just said
do
about
the tangent
our shows
quick, and then
being
we'll go to
delayed.
Nippon.
So, a friend of the podcast, Amber, finished "Whisper Me a Love Song," which also had production delays.
because listen, it's gay
Friend
pride
of the
month. I want you-
podcast?
I'm
That's
voting you.
about to
I'm
be
voting.
your
I'm
wife,
voting you
bro.
off for calling your soon-to-be wife friend of podcast.
I think
Is
it's
she
also
not a friend
funny
of the
to
podcast?
define her as friend of podcast. I think it's a really
She's
funny.
been
weird-
on the podcast, like not
Yeah,
even.
okay.
She literally subbed in for
Yeah.
you for an entire show because you're a baby.
and important people deserve more titles. So, anyways, my fiance, friend of the podcast, best person in the world, Amber.
Much
Um,
better.
There it is.
Song.
Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, something. I never watched Game of Thrones.
Her epithet is gonna be a fucking Bible. Her epithet's a goat, bro. She finished Wish Me a Love Song, which is a Yuri
Eight-handed
Show's
sword divergent,
podcast.
Silent Divine, General
Finish it,
Amber.
finish this line.
Yep.
When she watched the Yuri show that's on the podcast that got delayed, which was the girl.
Yes.
For those that don't remember or don't not watch, it's two girls in a band, in high school, and they're definitely not gay. But the most important thing is, at the end, they did a performance for the school fest or whatever, and they're playing and trying to get the audience to clap, and it's out of sync from the music.
Yeah.
Is what Amber tells me that made it almost unwatchable, even more so than it already was bad, Yuri.
Oh boy.
Some shows should not finish. Is what we learned this
And
week.
some shows should never start.
Yeah.
And some bridges should be crossed.
You tried. So
Yeah,
Nippon Sangoku.
That's pretty good. That was. That's good. It was not good. It's not my worst.
It was.
That's you know
Yeah,
what
not
you
supposed to
you
be.
are right. It is probably not your worst. So Nippon Sangoku. We continue. Oga is marching her troops further into Yamato territory. It's an interesting situation that everybody is in. They have taken quite a lot of land. However, they also just lost a key leader and now have an entire army coming back from the north at them. The good news is that they move pretty quick, and they have kind of cut through and then split off to take some of the northern forts and essentially go back on that bridge to stop or northern crew from the night raid from coming back down and meeting up with Ryumen's forces. Which is not great for them. This episode focuses a fair deal on Oga. We get her just kind of vibing in the woods, shooting a snake on a Buddha statue, and that visual's really cool. And she also she loves to deliver one-liners to one person who can hear her. That's like her thing. And this one is that she is going to let the dragon ascend to the heavens by killing Ryumen. Meanwhile, we cut back to Kaku and Ryumen, and everybody, all the Yamato forces are like, why are we sitting here? She is marching through our territory. They are killing innocent civilians and worse. And, like, we're just here. Like, we should meet her head on and fight. And Ryumen's like, that's a dumb idea. You should all not do that. Because if we lose, what happens? And they're like, well, are you gonna call for reinforcements? Because if you call for reinforcements, that comes from Tyra. And we don't want that. And he's like, well, that's not it either. We're just gonna sit here. We're gonna get all the people inside this fort. And we're just gonna defend it. And they're like, this is... I guess we're doing this. And then he lets everybody leaves and he calls Kaku and he goes, Kaku, I need you to get me my tea ceremony garb and my tea set. I'm gonna go out to the bridge. And Kaku's like, this is insane.
I'm gonna go down the bridge.
He's like, you're either going to die or come out worse than just losing an eye. Hinting that he's done something probably maybe a little similar that costed him his eye before. Bless you, Austin. And so and they're talking and they're like, well, don't worry, because if things are going the way we expect them to, Alteru will probably be here with reinforcements. And our clerk is also definitely sided with us. We can feel pretty confident in that he's actually going to stay loyal. So like all we gotta do is hold out for a little bit. So I'm gonna go to this bridge and I'm gonna go do something and we're gonna see how this all turns out. And if it doesn't turn out well, good luck. It's essentially, Ryuman looks at Kaku and he goes, if I do die here, good luck. Surely you'll be fine. You'll hold out, definitely. Oga gets a couple of different pep talks from Hiei, who is the guy who is I think he's technically her strategist as well. I don't remember his exact title, but he's the older guy who worked with her father and is now supporting her. She gives a speech to all her gang about how killing Ryuman will essentially basically let them just trample over all of Yamato from here on out, which is probably true.
Considering Ryuman seems to be the only person with a brain in this entire army aside from his underlings.
Yeah.
Like
and so they get ready to go. And it is the dead of night, and they get the report the report is everybody has retreated into the fort. And she's like, cool, we're going to go march and we're just going to go kill them. And then one guy walks up and goes, hey, about that, so there's one small change. General Ryuman has set up on the bridge. And she goes, cool, how many forces? And he goes, no. Just General Ryuman has set himself up on the bridge. And she goes, well, we have to go see this. All troops march to the bridge. And they get there, and he is just sitting on the bridge with a tea set. Ominously. To the point that Hiei goes, okay, so, this is one of two things. Either he's just sitting on the bridge with a tea set, and he has absolutely no forces or anybody in the background. He has no forces or anyone in the background to help him, and we can just trample him and kill him. Or he is baiting us, and on the other side of that bridge are all of his forces, and we could be walking into a trap. This is what's the stratagem? Is it the empty stronghold?
the empty fort.
The empty fort stratagem. Yeah. And so they're like, and he kind of talks Oga into it, where he's like, look, we should probably go do this, because, if it is just him, we can't miss this opportunity. And if it is his forces, we might suffer pretty bad losses, but we should be okay. And so they start marching towards him, and he just keeps pouring his tea. And then they literally barricade up. They fire an arrow at him. They get ready to fire arrows at him. And he once again goes, hey, you are the commander-in-chief. Everybody is rallied behind you. If you don't go and take his head yourself, it is not going to look good for you. This is what you need to hard solidify your command over these people. This is the man who seemingly kind of defeated your father in some capacity, is how they kind of frame it. And, he's the guy who has, caused or of the three nations some major suffering by leading Yamato forces. So, you should go do this. And so she rides out on her horse with her bow and arrow and fires an arrow at him as lightning strikes and his fucking lamp falls on
The horse bucks.
the horse bucks. Her arrow kind of goes a little awry, hits him in the shoulder. The lamp falls over, lights the entire blanket for the tea that the tea's on fire, including him. And he just stands there and stares at her into her soul. And she goes, "Oh no! He has to have soldiers behind him. A man simply does not aura farm like this for no reason." And runs away and goes, "Guys, everybody retreat. We can't fucking do this."
We can't lose as much life.
And then we cut back to the capital, where Aoteru looks at Asuma. He goes, "Hey, get your stuff ready. We're gonna be on the move. I'll be back." And Asuma goes, "What the fuck do you mean, get my stuff ready, you'll be back? You can't just...
Why do I take orders from you?
You can't just tell me... Where are you going?" And Aoteru goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go talk to the Emperor. Goodbye." And leaves.
He just goes, "What do you mean he's gonna fucking go talk to the Emperor?"
And then we cut back to the Sei side of things, where we see that now people are maybe a little worried because their commander-in-chief just flaked out on killing one man sitting defenselessly on a bridge pouring tea like he's fucking Iroh from Avatar.
Well, I think...
Well, you muted, so I don't know what you think.
I was gonna say I think they also had a report that like the scouts did find out that it was just him alone on the bridge.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
So like the word got out that like, hey, our commander basically just like chickened out from 1v1ing a man making tea, which is really bad look.
Okay, but if you were the commander facing down the man pouring tea while on fire in the middle of a thunderstorm,
I don't know if I throw hit the shot. I think I would be wondering how I got myself into that position in the first place. Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
You're probably wondering how I got here. So am I.
there is a bit of CG here for this scene where they do the shot of his back on fire, but it looks so fucking cool. Like
It does.
this entire sequence is so rad.
You're forgiven for your slight bit of CG.
Also, just like it works because they're doing like a thematically different angle that you physically can't do without that style of animation. Like it works, and
You get the full around the back camera shot
of him
Just,
being
like,
on
just
fire.
Him like on the bridge, just such a horrifying moment. Like you can feel the tension as like it starts raining right afterwards too to put him out from the fire, and it's just like, bro.
You also
like,
have
it's so nuts.
you have the bit from Hiei as well, where he's like, yeah, so like this empty fort stratagem has like been recorded in these documents by these people, but like no one really has real accounts of them ever using it. Like, so there is no real precedent to be like, this is a tactic that actually works. It's kind of more of just a scare tactic. And then
it's like a theory.
and then
tried it once and it didn't work.
and then this plays out in a way that some people would also very much not believe if you told them this story. They'd be like, yeah, no, you're fucking lying. That wasn't real. Because it's
No
insane.
way this man sat on a bridge performing a tea ceremony.
While on fire.
He sat there so good that they left.
And then he caught fire, and then the rain put him out because the rain started pouring right after we left. Like, yeah, okay, Grandpa.
You do get the Aoteru shout out where Ryuman's like, yeah, it's we are gonna just fortify up in this fort, but it's a good thing that we're gonna be fine because we got so much fucking food from this dork's agricultural plan. It's going the mileage we're getting out of Aoteru is insane.
Bro
Dude,
had one good idea and it's paying the most dividends.
Dude, I walked into this episode thinking Ryuman had the biggest fucking death flags on the planet, and he aura farmed his way out of it. It's insane.
Seriously.
I don't like that Kaku's fucking coughing
Kaku's
all the time.
coughing.
He's
gotta
gonna die.
Kaku
He's
cough.
gonna die from
Right.
cancer next episode. I'm not ready.
No, he just got a little bit of a tickle pickle,
Yeah. Yeah.
as the kids would say.
I'm very excited to see what the payoff is for the Aoteru. I really want to see Aoteru talk to the Emperor, because if there's one character who I think absolutely needs to get bullied by Aoteru's dialogue, it is this Emperor. This fucking weak-spined loser needs to get bullied by a man who's read a book.
We've had a very stark lack of like Aoteru just like bombing
Calling
people
people's ass out.
and just doing Aoteru things, which is like kind of like, I mean, like I get that it's like, a very historical political issue and like or story, and like obviously the mechanisms of the setting go very far past our main character, but we needed more Aoteru, and we're finally getting more Aoteru.
My gut
And
here
we're
is
probably
that
gonna get to see him mog on Tyra. Which
I-
is gonna be double.
God, I
maybe
hope
just a
so.
little. My hope is that he's just gonna walk up to the Emperor and be like, so like, or people are being killed and raped, and like, if you, the Emperor, send me to go, like, to bring reinforcements, it looks really good for you, the Emperor, who's just saved his people. And if, like, I fail, you can just blame me or Ryuman as, like, not being who, like, the legends that we claim to be. And all he has to do is just talk this dude up a little bit, and I think he's
I
fine.
mean, but here's the thing, like, the problem is, like, it wouldn't make sense to send him, though, as just this random auditor. That's the hard part.
I'm
right?
sure
Like-
I'm sure that's where this scheme has another layer to it that they've worked out, right? Like, there has to be
Yep.
something he has in his pocket that's going to make the Emperor send them out.
Hmm.
I mean, the fact that he's even gonna somehow get an audience with the Emperor seems insane to me.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big question. Is he's gonna get the audience like the middle of the night? Now, Tyra's gonna come in and just like, and just like start like causing problems, and then like Altair's gonna like
Well, Tyra's. Oh yeah, Tyra's. Yeah.
yeah, and then like they might get into like a dick measuring contest with their wits or him throwing his weight around and so on and so forth.
Emphasis on weight.
Fatso.
Fatso.
This is once again a crazy episode from the show because like you can argue nothing happened, but also the craziest fucking thing happened.
Like the only thing they have in this episode is they literally talked a bunch and he went and sat on a bridge. But like the context of it is so sick. Like in the direction and like how like it works and like them describing this tactic, like the like foreshadowing, like, hey, give me my tea ceremony stuff. You're like, what is he gonna do? Like have an audience with them or like, you know, do something or like go sacrifice himself or something like that, or but like in the end he's just like, no, I'm just gonna sit on the bridge and try this like one tactic I heard about in the story, and if it works it's kind of base, if it doesn't, oh well.
I really
I'd love to.
Corridor is very different from how I remember it.
I really do like the you can kind of draw a little bit of a parallel from like the last set of Yamato forces who walked out with like whose leader wanted to walk out and surrender, which was the people went, no, we like you too. Like his people went, we like you too much. We can't let you go do this, and we'll go with you and actually fight. Where Ryuman looks at his strategy and goes, I'm gonna go walk out onto a bridge, and he goes, yeah, man, go do it. I believe in you. Like no one tries to stop him, and he succeeds. It's crazy. He's simply built different.
He really is.
I just really
Yeah.
am interested in the fact that
Tough
Altair is
choices,
now
tough choices.
like
I don't
moving.
want to do
He's doing something.
Yeah.
We finally get to continue on that side because the idea is that Ryuman just kind of set up the stalemate here. No one's going to do anything now for a bit. It gives us enough time for people to start moving.
I didn't mention it in my recap. But Oga's out there in those woods with just like without like her overcoat on. God damn this woman. God damn this woman. I understand how her entire army is a bunch of fucking simps. Like I don't fucking blame them. Jesus Christ. Also, this woman just fucking fake cries on command. I refuse to believe she feels any sorrow whatsoever about any of the things she's talking about.
Ooh. If it works, it works.
She does have some morals though, because she does deliver the line of like, we have successfully defeated like Yamato forces and our forces are raping and pillaging, and like I would love to punish them, but it would hurt morale, which is a crazy line to draw, but also I get it kind of. You're in war. Like, you going, hey now, stop that, none of that is not a real good look for you. When your entire campaign is these people are the oppressors, we need to overcome them at any cost.
We need to rape and pillage them like they did to us.
Well, I don't
No,
think
it
she
doesn't
said
work
that,
that
but
Well, it was implied, clearly.
Apparently.
According to their soldiers.
what the fuck is this name?
Which ones? Austin, do you want to, Austin, Sean, would you care to read them out loud?
No.
Oh, okay.
But who the fuck put Toradora as a post-apocalyptic war drama? Who the fuck? What does that
That's not
mean?
me.
What does that
So-
mean?
So the bit is that Toradora is tiger and dragon.
Oh,
Ryumon is the dragon, and
Yes.
Oga is the tiger.
Tiger. yeah. Crazy.
One of those, so that's a good one.
What are we doing this week? Our back's really against the wall, huh? So shows that have no slays, Agents and Nippon Sangoku. Shows that have one slay, Witch Hat and Akane. The show that has two slays, MARRIAGETOXIN. And the show that has three is Ramparts. Who could have seen this coming?
Certainly not me.
I will tell you, there was a really funny thing Michael and I talked about, which was, there was an argument that we should just shoot the three shows that some of us have read, which is Witch Hat, Akane, and MARRIAGETOXIN, so that the final three's all new shows none of us have ever read before, we can all just go read those other mangas.
That's vile.
However, I don't know if we're content with shooting those 3 shows in particular for a bit.
Just put all of the shows on a wheel every week.
So Ramparts is going, Michael. The good news is you can now go watch the rest of Ramparts.
Sure.
That's out. The only satisfying thing about this season is that when your show gets voted off, you can just go binge the rest that's out.
True.
I'm gonna be doing that with Damon sometime this week.
I mean, you have so much to let build out. it's gonna go in the next season. But yeah.
Mhm.
Man, I'm gonna fucking hate next week with a fiery passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
is going next
I'm
week.
I'm in like a worse spot than anybody else, I think, because I am staring down 2 shows whose mangas I've read and I really love. 2 shows, one of them overlapping with that last statement, that are my shows. And then 2 other shows that are just really fucking good. So, like, this next week sucks for me in particular a lot more, I feel like. Jesus
I just need to
Christ,
show y'all.
Mason. Cat.
Cat. This is big because normally they like hide under that couch. So that's
Well,
like
don't let them know they're on camera. They might run. Ugh. Well, that's gonna with a cat on camera, that's gonna wrap us up for this week. So join us next week probably, unless schedulings don't work, but we'll see.